Oh, it's lit. We prime time. Subscribe, like, and share. Give us your feedback. Yo, I'm Manny at the plate and Kobe off a steal. Gretzky for the goal and Brady at the wheel. I'm a game changer, the Osaka of the tennis. And breaking scoreboard, Simone of the Olympics. Defense and big business, the Mayweather who way better. From the greatness of Jim Brown, I've been down. Talking sports before I was off the porch. Screaming Bo knows while Jordan was playing horse. Late 80s getting torched by the drive and the shot. 2016 got a ring off the 3 in the block. They eased to forgot the cardiac kids. Price and Doherty, Bale in the Indian years. This who it is. Your host DeeTrynt, yo, that's a name banger. Come in the streets and talk sports with the game changer. Yo, your host DeeTrynt, that's a name banger. Come in the streets and talk sports with the game changer.
What's really, really good? DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, and the Street Sports, man. What's really popping, right? Let me just say, it's been quite eventful around the sports world. For me as a Cleveland fan, I am just so ecstatic about the year and just the possibility of things that's probably going to happen. Um, you know, I think this might be the most Cleveland has been talked about um ever. Ever. I mean, usually during the off season, we pretty much upset like, bruh, Cleveland doing this or we may be doing that. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody showing us no love, bruh. National media talking about everybody else. They talk about all these mediocre teams. They talk about all the, good stuff or possible good things that could be going on with those teams. But when it comes to Cleveland, they tend to just leave us out when it comes to positive reporting. All right. And, shout out to our front office organizations who've been staying the path, who've been doing all they can to make our teams so much better, adding so much talent, and not really caring what everybody else has to say or how they judge. These front offices play it close to the chest. They making savvy moves. They're retaining star players, allowing the organization and the fan base to grow and build with the players. Even with all the BS that's going on, I like the fact that Cleveland is in the headlines every day because I never thought that we would really have this opportunity or this would really happen. So I am so happy that we're in the limelight every day. Now, am I exactly happy about what we're in, the way we're in the limelight? No, but listen, every journey starts with a first step. All right. And if this so happen to have to be our first step to long term, publicity, big publicity, then whatever. All right. And, the hot topic with Cleveland is Deshaun Watson. All right. This is the case that everybody talks about. You go in different spaces, different platforms, different forums. You go to the various sports media outlets and you go through their various writers, and 90% of the people are talking about Deshaun Watson. And, for me and quite a few others, and I'm pretty sure it's thousands, if not millions of others who've been sharing the same sentiments as me. And they say, man, this whole case publicly has been one-sided. All right. I don't remember not one time in this whole ordeal that the national media actually put out factual information that actually showed Deshaun Watson in a positive light, especially when it comes to this situation. So today was a very interesting day, especially after the last few days of or I would say last few days, the last few months of just different platforms defending him. Different various people's defending him. So when they drop today with the NFLPA might get involved and they might expose things about the owners of said league who've done even more gruesome crimes or been accused of even more gruesome wrongdoings than Deshaun Watson. And they're barely getting a slap on the wrist. Oh, the sports world on fire right now because how many of these people have been just so indicting this man? This man went up against how many grand juries? He's been investigated by how many multi-billion and multi-million-dollar companies about his personal ongoing? He has cooperated the whole time. So it's amazing how he does all of this. He still get crucified. And now when they finally figure out that, bruh, he ain't wavering. He is not going to change. He's standing on his ground. Now, all of a sudden, now y'all want to bring it to light. All right. And it's just for other people who don't know. I'm an African American here, born right here on this soil. All right. I've been here almost 4 decades. And this is how it works. All right. You'll get hemmed up in a compromising position. They'll over dramatize and overplay what you did to scare you into copping to something that you probably didn't even do in the first place. They word is so sexy. They get all these other different people judging you and making you feel like you backed in a corner. And then guess what? You end up being penalized for something or over penalized for something that you never even did. All because a person wants to accuse or make the assumption because of their own personal. And that's how I feel. When people take stuff and just run with it, you're adding your own personal life to somebody else's situation. And that's the part where what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna judge a person, if you gonna do all that, man, you gotta be on the up and up about these things. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Mike Florio has been a guy who's been really, really adamant about said situation. And, today he produced information that even though I still feel like he came a little biased with it, he put out the truth. And I mean, that's all you can ask is people play the truth. So, where once people were talking, oh, Deshaun is going to get 2 years and he's going to get at least a whole season. That chowder is coming down now to probably 8 games. And, we're only in June. We haven't even gotten to actual training camp and preseason when it's even more urgency it's about getting the product on the field. Man, listen, I said this from the jump. He might not get no games, might get 2 games. And I'm still going to ride with that. You feel me? But nonetheless, Cleveland has a formidable team with or without Deshaun services at the beginning. And the league is scared. The entire league is scared. That's why these fan bases doing what they doing. They are terrified. The last thing they want to see is Cleveland running the sports world, right? Because this changes the whole game, right? On so many levels. But the Browns are in the week of OTAs, mandatory OTAs, and it's been going good. Reports say Deshaun Watson been killing in the 11-on-11 drills. All right. Last week in the voluntary ones, I guess he was getting picked off by John Johnson, and they was saying all this, saying all that. But I guess he came back, went back to the drawing board, came back, and he's showing them what it is. And I like that. I like the high competitive between the offense and the defense because it only pushes them to get better. And we're always saying that this is a top 5 roster. You added a top 5 quarterback. And that's just at the beginning of the year. So if they go with trend and they end up at the end of the year better than they was at the beginning of the year, oh man, we talking about a whole different scenario with these Browns, boy. and probably by like week 8, week 9, we talk about how so formidable they are that they almost a shoe-in to go to the Super Bowl. And I mean, we ain't gonna even get into the type of conversation that's gonna drive the national sports media wild when they have to legitimately say the Browns look like the best team in the league. You feel me? I'm talking about making him step it all the way up, bro. That's James. You feel me? I'm happy to be playing like that, make him step it up. Yeah, you gotta push each other, man. Steel sharpen steel all the time. You feel what I'm saying? But the league is gonna be interesting this year from all fronts. All right, and I'm excited to see what the Browns gonna bring. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, though, we are a week away from the NBA draft. All right, and we are possibly experiencing the last day of the 21-22 NBA season. All right, the Boston Celtics are at home. They're down 3-2 to the Golden State Warriors. All right. And we trying to see what they gonna do. Can they pull it out? Is they gonna really be about that? I mean, I picked Boston in 7. That still has a chance to happen. I'm not gonna waver from my point. If they lose, they lose. Shouts out to Golden State. I'm not gonna be overly upset or too disappointed if Boston loses and Golden State wins, because neither one of them are my team. You know what I'm saying? But I will say though, I just think Boston as a young core has done so much to get to this point, and them winning like really sends a message about grooming your own talent and building it up, and only needing a couple of free agents to fit with your young core. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, so um, I like that point, especially when it pertains to these Caps. All right. So, it's well documented. Cavs had the last pick in the lottery, which is number 14. And it's well documented that a lot of teams are looking to make moves. There are a lot of teams in the top 10, top in the lottery that's looking to move. Specifically teams like Sacramento, Indiana, Portland, Uh, the Wizards, the Knicks, Oklahoma City with their second first round pick at 12. I even heard Charlotte was willing to move to 13. All right, so it is a lot of listen, y'all. It it is about to get so real. So real in the NBA this offseason. All right. I mean, DeAndre Ayton could be on the move. Bradley Beal could be on the move. We've already had a trade. All right. The Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets traded Christian power forward, center, big man, Christian Wood. He is now a Dallas Maverick. All right. And he was traded for a whole plethora of players. All right. Boban was in the trade. Trey Burke was in the trade. Sterling Brown was in the trade. And the number 26 pick is in the trade. Now, granted, every player in this trade is on the last year of their deal. So it works out for both teams in that way. I think it's really just Christian Wood for the 26 pick. But they had to make it work it out. Everybody looking to get some cap flexibility, especially when it comes to um when it comes to building up teams, because shit, I think what 95% of the league is in salary cap fiascos. If we just want to say it like that, like they is it's bad, so it's gonna be a lot of movement, man. Y'all gotta excuse me. I seem a little erratic because I'm on here sharing. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get some more in here. So y'all gotta excuse me for a second. But no man, it's about to get so real in the NBA. I personally like what is setting up right now because I believe in parity, man. I believe that every team should be contending for a title every year. You know what I'm saying? I think that should just be automatic. That every team is competing for a title. If you do not make it, it's not because you wasn't trying. It's not because you don't have you don't have the necessary talent to hold on, y'all. Not because you don't have the necessary talent to compete or to try to compete. It's just that somebody else put they chemistry and stuff it just came together better than yours did. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's a lot of teams and a lot of players that's out of place. That's stars and role players. I just feel like they could be in different places contributing and really, and really playing like to their best ability. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of coach movement um the last few seasons. Now I don't think it's gonna be too much coach movement this season. Quinn Snyder's already left. Um Left the Utah Jazz. Um, but I mean, that's kind of seen. Utah ain't really did nothing. But even they talk about Donovan Mitchell or Rudy Gobert is probably gonna leave. Now, a lot of people don't understand that, but I feel like this, man. Rudy Gobert is the reason that this situation is bad. All right, and believe it or not, y'all, it all stems from the pandemic because of Rudy Gobert's antics at the start of the pandemic, which basically shut the NBA season down. I don't think Donovan Mitchell never got over that personally, and I personally can't blame him for being upset about that. Even still, you know what I'm saying. Now, granted, since then Rudy Gobert didn't got paid, he didn't got paid. You know what I'm saying, and they seem as mainstays. Now, ideally, you would want to keep these two guys together and build around them. But whoever doing the team building over there in Utah, they suck. Like they suck. Um, I don't even. I personally don't see how the players they got fit around the two stars that they have. But for some reason, somebody over there just thinks that works, and they should have been fired. But you know, like I say, it's a lot of teams willing to make a lot of movement. This particular draft, I said this numerous times. This particular NBA draft has the potential to have 25 to 40 players that could have 8 to 10-year careers in the NBA. And I just feel like a lot of this has to do with how things are changing on the college front. Like when player athletes are making that transition from grade school, to the in between, which would be college or whatever JUCO or whatever that is, then actually going to the pros. Like, because of the NIL and things like that, the transfer portal and things like that, I just feel like you're going to start from this point forward in major sports. You're going to start getting more quality players that actually go to the league. Because once it's established, like, okay, I could become a multi-millionaire in college and never have to go to the league. Then people that go to the league truly want to go to the league. They are people who truly want to work and put in that work to be there. versus people feel like they got to do it to get paid. Some of these athletes will be okay with being college wonders. And that helps college too, because those guys can make money and they can spend a whole 4-year career or 5-year career playing in college. They can set whatever records, and it is what it is, and it don't affect it. You know, you can always have a conversation of, well, damn, you know, if this player would have went to the league, you know, would they have did this or could they have did that? And that's okay, because that's good for sports talks and things to have something to talk about. But you know, regardless of that, you want the best quality in any league that you have. You want, you know, it to be appealing no matter who's playing or what game you have going on. Now, like I say, this draft has a lot of quality prospects in it, in my opinion. Uh, and when I say quality prospects, I mean, I feel like okay, I ain't gonna jump on the tree with your percentage, but I feel like at least 50 to 60% of the players available in this draft bring a immediate, impactful, or tangible basketball skill from day one. Whether it's their defense, whether it's their dribbling or their shooting, offense or defense, you know, whether it's their team play, off ball defense or whatever the case. I feel like a lot of these guys bring a tangible skill to the league, and they could end up in systems where they could really grow their games and shine, especially when you got the G League. You know, so I'm excited. You know, I'm saying all to say, like, I am really excited about what could possibly happen during this draft and during this NBA offseason, because the NFL offseason was so crazy. All right. And it almost seemed like the NFL offseason happened forever ago. You know, a lot of people, we've been talking about so many different things and aspects for each team that you kind of forget, like, damn, bro, we still in the middle. We're just now hitting the last final stretch of the offseason. You know, it's 6 weeks between now and the official start of training camps that leads into the preseason. You know what I mean? And listen, bro, it's been crazy, but this NBA offseason about to be bonkers. So let's get into some of this. You know, I've said that I felt like Paulo Banchero should go. He should go to the Magic. But you know, it's really looking like it's either Jabari Smith or Chet Holmgren. Now, I've had a little more time in between to really look at a lot of their stats and highlights and things of that nature over the last couple weeks. And Jabari Smith is a player that really, really, really stands out. I did not realize he was as athletic as he was. I didn't think he had any type of dribble capabilities. But he really has quite a few moves off the dribble. It ain't a lot of crazy, you know. He ain't coming out doing the Vince Carter, or he ain't, you know, he ain't Chris Webber or nothing like that. But you know, if a person tried to play him at the three, I wouldn't be shocked. I don't think you should, but I'm saying he's athletic enough to where he could pull that off in certain instances of stretches, and I could definitely see him going number one to Orlando. Now, Chet going number one is possible. It's always possible. But I think it's even more possible that Chet could fall. And a lot of people not talking about that. They think it's just totally inconceivable for a guy like that to fall. But unless you're saying that he's going to be what Evan Mobley was on defense, then I don't know if you can totally say that he's going to have that impact. Hold on, y'all. You know, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I like Chet personally too. I think Chet is a nice you know what I'm saying, is a nice piece. But you know, I think he fit better with OKC. Um, but man, it's gonna be interesting to see what moves is being made. I seen some rumors that said Portland may be willing to offer the number 7 up for OG Anunoby, which I think is way too much. I heard the Utah Jazz have been in talks with the Washington Wizards for Mike Conley, and the Utah Jazz might want the number 10 for Mike Conley. Are you crazy? Hey, listen, I don't really know what people be on or what they understanding of life is, but bro, Mike Conley for the number 10? Ain't Mike Conley like 39? Like 38, 39? Man, that's crazy. I think LeBron got a lot of these people fooled, man. LeBron got people thinking that you could just play in the NBA at a high level till you 40 routinely. Tom Brady got these people fooled, thinking that they could just get on there and do this for 20, 25 years, and it's just like that. No, man, listen. Those guys take care of their body so crazy. All right. They do a lot behind the scenes to help them achieve what greatness they accomplish when they own the camera. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't see how certain players, and I like Conley, bro, but the number 10 pick, I don't care what draft this is. That's just crazy. Um, Ananobi for the 7 is crazy. Now, if Washington was if Washington was offering a 10 for Ananobi, I think that's not as a reach as the 7. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like at 7, you could still get a franchise game changer. You know what I'm saying? If you picking right for your team. So I don't really, the 10 maybe, not the 7. The New York Knicks are heavy on the heels to get Sacramento's pick at 4 because they want to be in a position to draft Jaden Ivey from Purdue. I'm gonna tell you what I initially thought. When I seen Houston make that trade, you know what that told me? That they're drafting Jaden Ivey. Now I could be wrong, all right, and they could be licking their chops to get Paulo Banchero, and they gonna start Algin, the overseas guy they drafted last year, who a dog. He definitely should be a starter. And if you put him with Paulo Banchero, I think that's crazy. But they got a lot of wings they don't even know what to do with. Now, granted, you could probably find a lead guard because they got the 17th pick, if I'm mistaken. They also got the 17th pick. Yeah. Houston got the 3rd pick. They got the 17th pick, and let me see if they got another pick in the first round. No, the 3rd. Okay, so they got the 3rd pick and the 17th pick. So to me, like, yeah, who just got the 20? Yeah, let me make sure. Is that on here? Okay, because Dallas don't got the 26th pick no more. That went to Houston. Oh, and Houston got that pick too. I just thought about that. Now, too, though, Houston could be trying to use the 26th pick and the 17th pick to try to move back into the lottery. Because it wouldn't shock me. Like I say, to me, Houston needs 2 things. They need a scoring big man, and they need a point guard. All right. So they got those picks, and they got 2nd round picks. They still got Eric Gordon, who don't fit on that team, who should be somewhere contending somewhere. and they reportedly won a first round pick for Aaron Gordon. They still got John Wall's contract over there. So, they could be just building up more ammunition to make a move. Now, this probably ain't been said a lot, but could Houston be in the running for DeAndre Ayton? That sounds crazy, right? But he could be. Now, when it comes to DeAndre Ayton, though, I'm already, when it comes to DeAndre Ayton, I already said I think Portland is the team to beat out. Because if I'm Portland, I'm going to DeAndre Ayton, I'm saying, bro, I'm about to pair you with Dame, and we about to get y'all a wing at 7 to go with y'all long term. Bro, I think that's the move. Now, Chauncey, older, he know what it's like to win with vets and all that type of thing, and he a first time head coach. But to me, bro, I'm just like, you got to build long term. They got Anthony Simons down there, who's really good. They got Eric Bledsoe, who I don't think is going to stay on the team. They got Nurkic over there, who I'm not a big fan of, but a lot of people are. I just feel like Nurkic, I don't know, man. Like, he play good sometimes, and then sometimes it's like, how did you even get in the league? But at the same token, though, we had Terry Stotts over there, who they coach for a while, and I just don't think Terry Stotts was able to get the most out of that group for the way he was trying to run it. I also think losing LaMarcus Aldridge really hurt that franchise. So bringing the DeAndre Ayton, I feel like is, and I just feel like, well, man, y'all can't listen. Portland outbid them, and Portland got pieces on that team that they can side and trade. Because I would definitely be like, listen, bro, y'all gonna lose Ayton, y'all don't want to repay him. All right, take Nurkic. Give us Ayton, you take Nurkic in the sign and trade. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Phoenix weasel fucking Portland out of that 7th pick, I would be so upset with that front office and for the Trailblazers. But I could definitely see the Ayton Nurkic sign and trade thing. You may have to throw like a Nasir Little in there or something. And that probably fit it out. But Phoenix, I don't know why Phoenix trying to let Ayton walk. I don't even understand that. That just makes no sense to me, man. Especially when you trying to let him walk and you want to keep a guy like Jay Crowder. Now, listen, man, I ain't no Jay Crowder hater, bro. But what the fuck does he actually do? Okay? He's 6'6". He's not a 3. He's more of a 4. He's not a great rebounder. He's not a rim protector. He's a perimeter stay with you. He can hit some open shots. He can't dribble. He's not a high flyer. So what the fuck does Jay Crowder do that he's so much more of a valuable piece than DeAndre Ayton? This shit just makes no sense to me. But hey, listen, Phoenix, I fucks with you. I was saying before Chris Paul left the LA Clippers that he should have went to Phoenix. He just went like 3 seasons too late. They still doing their thing. Chris Paul is like 38, 37. They're about to be 38, bruh. You're not about to get a lot out of him. I would never suggest that they break up Booker and Ayton when those two are cornerstones. But nonetheless, like I say, I like Portland's chances out of everybody's chances to land DeAndre Ayton. That's where I think he's going to go. Sacramento. Sacramento is interesting because why are you trying to trade the 4th pick? Like, I don't have no understanding on who in Sacramento think it is smart to trade the 4th pick in this draft. Who running the show over there? All right. whoever traded for Domantas Sabonis, that was a very smart move. A lot of people don't like it. Oh, you traded away Buddy Yield, you traded away Tyrese Halliburton, you know why. But at the end of the day, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis are perfect complements for each other. Because Domantas is a skilled big man who he may not be a number one option, but he could be a number two option. Very good. De'Aaron Fox is another guy. He's fast. You know what I'm saying? He moves. He got a little all-around game. But he's not a number one option. He's a number two option. And definitely a killer as a number three option. So Sacramento needs a legitimate number one option. And preferably somebody who's going to play the three. So I like Keegan Murray at that slot. A lot of people got Jaden Ivey going there. They got a Shaden Sharp maybe going there. I like Keegan Murray. You put Keegan in between Domantas and Fox. They still got DiVincenzo over there. You got Rashad Holmes or somebody, or maybe you could swing something else to bring in somebody. You know, you got Harrison Barnes contract. You could easily trade him and get one of these big men that can come in and play defense for you. Maybe you ship Harrison Barnes to Charlotte. Bring back Plumlee or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a bad option right there. You know what I'm saying? Because you just need somebody that's going to be a rim protector and rebounder. That's going to allow Domantas to do what he does on the offense side and be a weak side defender. I like DiVincenzo with them because DiVincenzo was a scorer. And he's a guy who can get his shot off the dribble for real. You know what I'm saying? So him with De'Aaron Fox, actually, I feel like it really kind of complements each other, especially for what De'Aaron want to do. But now you need a legit threat at the three. And that's where I like Keegan Murray. You know what I'm saying? He going to come in. He going to score. He going to defend. He's scoring the paint. He score from outside. He can get in the lanes. He can run the floor. That's perfect. I like, but let's get to the team because I know I've been talking about a few. Let's get to the Cavs, all right, at 14. And the Cavs, period, with this team. Now, last time I was up here, I was talking about what is the role for Caris LeVert. You know what I'm saying? And I just personally feel like Caris LeVert has a lot to do with what we do with the 14th pick. A lot to do with it. Because some people see Caris LeVert as a shooting guard. Some people see Caris LeVert as a small forward. I personally see Caris LeVert with this team as a backup lead guard. And I'm going to keep screaming this to the mountaintop, okay? You can get Caris LeVert to rotate in between Darius Garland and Colin Sexton, bro. You got a fire rotation because either of these guys could get their shot and still get the ball to others. I hear people say all the time, oh, Colin can't pass. Oh, Colin don't pass. Oh, Colin a ball hog. You know when they judged that off of? When Colin didn't have nobody to pass to. When Colin was really the only talent on the team that was either healthy or actually wanted to be on the team. By the time y'all actually got Colin some help, Colin got injured. All right, but Colin can pass. And if you watch Colin leading up to the NBA, you know for a fact Colin can pass. If you actually watch the games when we was only winning 22 games a season, and you see how many assists they messed up that Colin gave them, man, we having a different conversation. But nonetheless, LeVert, Sexton, and Garland will be a formidable guard rotation against anybody. Because on any given night, that trio in the backcourt could give you 60 points. Each one of them could hit you for 20 points. And if you can get 60 points from your backcourt night in and night out, That is a threat. All right. Then you got what they got in the big man slot. Now, when it comes to this big man rotation, I think about three players. I think about Mobley, Allen, and Marketing. Again, just like our guard rotation, those three at the big man slot are such a nightmare. All right. That group could get you 50 to 60 points a night as a trio. All right. I'm going to say at least 45. They can get you 45 to 60 points a night as a trio. Speaking on Marketing, Mobley, and Allen. All right. So if I can get 60 points a night from my backcourt as a trio, and now I can get 60 points a night possibly from my front court as a trio, bro, that's 120. I mean, I ain't the greatest mathematician in the world, but that's 120. Even if you only get 45 and 45 for between those six players, that's still 90 points a contest. I'm not even including the rebounds. I ain't even including the assists. We just strictly talking points. And that's important because the Cavs already have one of the best defenses in the league. They already have one of the more formidable defenses to go against. What they didn't have was an ultimate score, which is why Colin Sexton is so important. But I'm highlighting those trios to understand that you got those guys and you build around that right there. Now we're just asking, what can we get from the wings? What am I getting from the three position? Or people rotating in to play those positions? Or the guy that I rotate in to be a facilitator, you know what I'm saying, with my trio, when one of my trio, it has to go down. If I lose two of my trio in the backcourt, who's my fourth guard? All right? If I have to lose one of my big men in foul trouble, you know, whatever that may be, who is my fourth big man? Those are two important questions. And then it's about who starts at the three. Listen, I personally believe that whoever the Cavs draft at 14 should start at the three. That's just me. All right? You should start at the three. Because it's the talent available in this draft for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? My guys that I like, that I feel like could be there is Ochai Agbaji from Kansas, Tari Eason from LSU, and Jalen Williams from Santa Clara. All right. Each of these guys bring a skill set that you need. They play defense at a high level. They bring you something tangible on the offensive end. Now, if the Cavs could work it out and they could somehow trade Chetty and trade Love and make another move and they can get two more draft picks in this first round and come away with all three of those players, I would love it. I would love it. It's not realistic, but I would love it. Love it. If we could have come out this draft with Agbaji, Tari Eason, and Jalen Williams, that would be raw. And it's like this, right? A lot of these teams that's looking to make trades, acquire pieces and move pieces, all of these teams are going to need a third team. They're going to need a third team involved. All right. And if you've been looking at Kobe Altman and how he's been acquiring pieces, he's always called them at a good time where he can help. I got a piece that you can use that's got a salary that matches up. I'm going to need something good in return, though. And in this, he got Jared Allen and he got Lauri Markkanen just moving like that. And it's been noted that Kobe Altman is a guy that teams like to negotiate with because they know he's going to be realistic about the situation. So I would, it's possible. I think they can pull something like that off. But we're going to see. But I feel like, though, going back to what I was saying earlier, Karis LeVert influences a lot what we do at that position. I mean, of course, the other biggest talking point is, Colin Sexton and should they bring him back and how much money they should bring him back for. And I'm a guy that feel like Colin, I feel like the team is built around Colin, personally. I feel like, he the reason they got the players and skill sets that they got. Because Colin is a scorer and he's a closer. And he plays with a lot of heart and passion. And he's a leader. That is something that is not getting talked about. Colin Sexton is a legitimate leader, bro. All right? And y'all gotta stop disrespecting that man. I fully expect Colin to get $100 million contract. Now, whether it's 4 years, $100 million, 5 years, $125 million, I don't expect Colin Sexton to get lower than that because nobody has shown me that they've earned the right to take Colin's spot. Nobody. Even if people say, "Oh well, he only averaged 16 points a game last year," even in those 11 games, the Cavs were 7-4, and he was still the most efficient guy on the team. So we're not going to try to push the false narrative that, oh, he was good on a shitty team and he can't fit with a good team. When in an 11-game span, you showed that he was very efficient and he was still a leading scorer. So that's why I say the 14th pick, I think they should be looking for a guy that could start at the 3. Because I'm going to keep saying this, bro. If your bench 3 is Karis LeVert, Isaac Okoro, and Lauri Markkanen, you have a really good fucking bench. Like, that is a nice young bench that you can run with. That would destroy most benches in any all over the league. You can bring in Karis at the 1, you can bring in Okoro at the 2 or the 3, you can bring Lauri in at the 4 or the 5. Even if you ran them 1, 2, and 5. And that way you could put a Lamar Stevens and a Dean Wade, or you do them 1, 2, and 4. And then you could put Lamar Stevens or Dylan Windler. I like Windler. You can put Windler right there, you know what I'm saying, and whoever. But I'm saying too though, with Karis LeVert, if they see Karis LeVert as a small 4 or a shooting guard, more so than a backup point guard, then I think it's very possible that the Cavs could draft a big man at 14. I know that sounds crazy, but I feel like if they gonna do that, I just, part of me is probably biased because I don't want to see a situation where we keep Kevin Love and Chetty Osman on the roster. I just feel like, them guys are taking up spaces and minutes from guys that actually fit the role better. I think I like what Love brought, and I like what he do, but I feel like Lauri Markkanen services that role better than what he's doing or what he could do. All right, I like Chetty, but I feel like Chetty is keeping me from seeing what Windler can do in that role. You know what I'm saying? As a 2/3. You know what I mean? Isaac Okoro is only 20. So he ain't going nowhere. If it's up to me, Isaac Okoro gonna be on this team for the whole rest of his career because you can't teach that type of defense or that type of knowledge. And on the offensive end, the longer you stay in the league, bro, the better you get at offense. It just is what it is. Unless you don't work on your game at all. You know what I'm saying? So Okoro doesn't strike me as the type of guy that doesn't work on his game. But these Cavs, though, I'm excited, bro, for this off season, bro. I'm excited. The draft is next Thursday. The NBA Finals will be over by the end of the week because they play today, and whatever they don't do today, they either gonna play on Saturday or Sunday. Say Thursday, they probably play on Sunday. The finals don't go past Sunday. So we either crowning Boston in a few days, or we crowning the Warriors tonight? If you asking me, man, if I'm going with logic, I say Steph try to top Giannis and put up 50 in the closeout. Just because Steph a competitive guy like that. You know what I'm saying? But, I would like to see Boston win on their home floor and push it to a game 7, personally. But whichever one of these teams win, like I say, that bodes well for the future of the Cavs because both of these teams are homegrown. They drafted their players. You know what I'm saying? They grew them up in the system. They've stuck by them. They've developed them. And they've been able to build a succession core, a core of successors behind them that still get a chance to play with them, play at a high level, learn how to play winning basketball, and can eventually take over for them. And that's something where I want to see the Cavs at. And I feel like right now they have the foundation to do that if they stay the course. But I need to know how y'all feel. Do you like Karis LeVert as the backup lead guard and Lauri Markkanen as the backup big man? Do you feel like whoever the Cavs pick at 14 should be the starter at the 3 position? Should they be looking for that? Or should they be best player available? And again, what can we get for Chetty Love? What can we get for Chetty Osman and Kevin Love? Are you willing to move them? Do you think Windler can do better in Chetty Osman's role? These are the questions I want to know. These are the questions I want to see answered. So I appreciate y'all rocking with us today. I am DeeTrynt. This is Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz. It's been a pleasure. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share. You can catch us on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You feel me? Irobi. But we on everything, all right? But it's been a pleasure rocking with y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Be easy, man. Stay blessed. Oh, and it's a heat wave. Stay in some AC or stay in some swimming pools, bro. Don't be outside if you ain't got to, man. Don't put yourself in danger like that. But it's one love, man. I'm gonna catch y'all later.